It's important to understand why teens crash at a higher rate than adults. You know, there are many factors that come into play, but there are several critical errors inexperienced teens make that lead to serious crashes. And these include a lack of scanning to detect road hazards, driving too fast for conditions, and of course, driving distracted. Attorney Paul D'Amore, who specializes in personal injury law, cases involving major accidents, joining us now. Paul, welcome aboard, sir.
Thanks for having me back, Wyatt.
Great to have you here. Look, it's an important topic. We hear a lot about it. Teen drivers, they're particularly vulnerable. Let's talk a little bit about this.
Well, I think one of the things that may help parents understand why teens are more vulnerable to auto accidents is a book that I recently read because I have teenagers.
Okay.
I found this book incredibly helpful, and I think we're going to put a shot of the cover up. It's called The Teenage Brain. And it's actually written by a neuroscientist. And I found this book amazing because it helps parents understand the way that teens think and how different it is, how different their undeveloped brains work than what we think or how we think they work. And it helps us understand the common mistakes that they can make. And obviously driving puts our teens in harm's way every day and every minute of the time that they're on the road.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, look, we were all a teen driver at one point, but you know, things have changed a lot. The distractions are higher. There's just so much going on now.
I mean, cell phones alone, and the amount of time they spend on them, asking our teens to put down their cell phones at dinner. Imagine that, asking them to put down while they're driving. So what I did is I put together sort of a common night out for a teen to illustrate where the risks come in.
Okay.
So let's say that your teen goes out and he or she is on their way to pick up their date and they're running a bit late. The teenage brain says speed up, get there faster.
Right.
Unfortunately, speed is an element in 35% of all fatal car crashes for teens. Now, because they're late, they're going to want to call their friends and tell them they're going to be late, or call their date and tell them they're going to be late. Now, cell phone use while driving increases the rate of accidents by 300%.
Now you have two factors.
Two factors. Now, your teen goes and picks up their date. Just adding a passenger in the car for a teenage driver increases their fatal crash risk by 48%.
Even when they get there, now we've added a different layer of risk.
Well, we've added another distraction, right? Because we've got another person in the car to talk to tell jokes with.
Sure.
Maybe it's a date, so there's that tension. And now let's say that your teenager's friend, and I find this to be more the trend now, there's very few times when the teenagers go out just by themselves, two people. Now there's a group of them.
Right.
Add a third person to the car. Increases the fatal crash risk by 158%.
Yeah, it multiplies, Paul, multiplies.
Right. It just keeps stacking on itself. Now, the later it gets, the more risk. After midnight, teens are 50% more likely to be in an accident than they are during daytime hours. Because we know, and that book will tell you, teens are generally sleep deprived. They have a different biological clock than we do.
Sure.
And so as the night gets on, they get more tired than we do.
Absolutely.
And they're less experienced at driving. So a couple of the things that are out there that can help parents deal with this are pretty amazing, the technology that exists now. One is a software program that you can download, and you can find these things on the internet, that allows you to actually turn the texting and cell phone use off on their phone. So they cannot use the text messaging feature while they're driving.
Disable that.
It disables it. And the car and the software automatically monitors it. And it has a tamper resist feature, so it can tell if your teen tries to tamper with it.
Okay.
There's another, and there are several of these companies that make this particular software, which actually allows you to track your teen's driving habits. You can track where the car is, how fast it's going, how long it stays at its particular stops. So if your teen tells you he or she's going from A to B, you know whether that's true or not. You know how fast they were driving while they were doing that. Also has a tamper-resistant feature, so you'll know if your teen tries to turn it off.
These are such great points. It's such a big topic. Self-control, Moby Copilot. If people want more information, I know they can head to D'AmoreInjuryLaw.com. You have a complete resource center there.
Yes, we have our resource center, and we also try to put these episodes on the homepage of the website, and we'll direct you to more information about how to keep our teens safe on the road.
We will do that. Paul D'Amore, thank you so much for being here, sir. Important topic. We're back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.